Fellow Ghanaians, later today, the presidency is expected to make public the details of that investigative report into the tragic helicopter crash that claimed the lives of two of our ministers and other dedicated public servants. The law still feels raw many months down the line. These were not just government officials, they were fathers and sons, Ghanaians who died in the line of duty, in the service to the Republic. We welcome the decision by the presidency to release the full details of the investigation. It is the right thing to do, and it is what this nation expects. Transparency in moments like this is not a luxury, it is an obligation. Ghanaians deserve to know exactly what happened, why it happened, and what is being done to ensure it never happens again. Anything short of full disclosure would only breed speculation, distrust, and renewed grief. The government must therefore resist the temptation to redact, sanitize, or summarize. Let the facts speak for themselves, however uncomfortable they may be. But beyond the report itself, this must be a moment of national reflection, a period of learning and recommitment. We must look at our systems, our safety protocols, our maintenance culture, and our institutional preparedness. How could this have happened? Were there lapses in communication? Was the aircraft properly maintained? Were there warning signs that were ignored? Were standard procedures followed before the flight took off? These are not questions of blame. They are questions of accountability and learning. Every life lost demands that we ask hard questions and find honest answers. For far too long, Ghana has been a country that mourns passionately, but then learns slowly. Disasters come and go. Reports are written, committees are formed, and we read statements, and then silence. We move on as though the lives lost were footnotes in a forgettable story. But this tragedy, fellow Ghanaians, must not follow that familiar pattern. This must be different. The men who died did so on duty, on their way to an event connected to one of the greatest national challenges of our time, the fight against galamsey, illegal mining. It is therefore only fitting that this tragedy also becomes a moment for the government and for all of us to recommit ourselves to this fight, because the cause that took them on that journey remains unfinished. The very rivers and forests they sought to protect are still under siege. We have seen commendable steps in recent months: arrests, mining equipment seized, and military-led raids carried out. Communities once ravaged by galamsey, some have said, are slowly recovering. And we have seen genuine effort from some regional authorities and security officers who are clearly determined to restore sanity to our environment. But the truth is, there is still a long way to go. The destruction continues in several parts of this country, often aided by powerful figures who believe the law cannot touch them. This is the time for government to show that it means business, that the fight against illegal mining is not some photo op or a seasonal campaign, but a sustained, non-negotiable mission. Because if we fail this file, we will lose more than our rivers. We will lose our future. We will lose our children who can no longer drink from our streams. When our farmers can no longer till this poisoned soil, when our lands are reduced to scarred wastelands, no amount of economic recovery will matter. Fellow Ghanaians, let us call what this truly is. It's an existential battle. Galamsey is not only an environmental crime, it is a betrayal of the generations that are yet to come. Those who died in that helicopter crash were not chasing wealth and fame, they were pursuing a national cause. They believed that our country was still worth saving. And so if there's anything fitting to pay us tribute to their memory, it must be to finish the work they began. Let this tragedy force us to rethink how we respond to emergencies and how we protect our public servants. When people step out to serve their country, the least the nation can do is to guarantee their safety. This means reviewing our transport and flight safety protocols, ensuring our aircraft are properly maintained, and investing in modern emergency response systems. It means establishing clear communication channels between aviation authorities, the military, and civil aviation. It also means ensuring that when such accidents happen, rescue operations are swift, coordinated, and effective. No life should ever be lost simply because help came too late. And so as we wait for the findings, we must remember that transparency is only one part of justice. The other is action. If the report finds negligence, let there be accountability. If it finds systemic failure, let there be reform. If it finds that a tragedy could have been prevented, then let the truth be met. not with excuses, but with resolve. We owe that to the families of those who died, and we owe it to ourselves. This is the test of national maturity. Whether we can look at tragedy without political lenses, without blame games or partisan posturing. Fellow Ghanaians, we must resist the temptation to use this as an opportunity for political points. The crash was not NPP or NBC, it was Ghanaian. The lives lost were government lives, our brothers. They were human lives. In moments like this, what the nation needs is empathy, accountability, and renewal, not politics. So as the presidency releases the report, we expect clarity, not ambiguity, specifics, not generalities. We expect a plan, a clear, measurable plan to prevent a repeat of such a disaster. We expect the president to speak directly to the nation, to lead us through the lessons of this tragedy, and to assure every Ghanaian that the sacrifice of these citizens will not be in vain. We must also remember that public service in this country is often done at great personal risk, from soldiers fighting galamsey operators deep in the forest to teachers and nurses serving in deprived communities. So many of our colleagues put themselves in harm's way every day in the hope of a better country. They deserve a state that protects their lives and work tirelessly to protect them. Fellow Ghanaians, tragedy can either break a nation or rebuild it. The difference lies in what we do after the tears dry up. This must be a turning point, a moment when we say never again. Never again should we lose lives to preventable failures. Never again should negligence or indifference be the cause of national mourning. Never again should we allow our brave to die in vain. So as the report is released, let it not gather dust on some shelf. It must reignite reform. It must strengthen our systems and lead to concrete measures that will save lives. And above all, let it remind all of us that public service must never be taken for granted. The best way to honor those we lost is not with reads or words alone, but with change. Let us make that change real, lasting, and worthy of their memory. Good morning, fellow Ghanaians.